Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marianne. Today for this video we're going to be using the UV resin. I'm going to make a pop socket. Now I did pop sockets before with this one resin, and let me see, actually I think I have one right here so I can show you. It kept leaving these streaks, and this is how the pictures came out, and then it was very flimsy. So, and if y'all don't know Supernatural, this is Sam from Supernatural. So I'm going to go ahead and redo it. This time I'm going to be using this one from a Demon Slayer. If you don't know this anime, you should definitely watch it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use UV resin. I'm going to use alcohol inks. So we're going to have red, lemon yellow. Of course, you need your white, but this is pearl white. Have orange, and I have rose gold. So we're going to do these, and trying to figure out which mold will look good. Thinking this bigger one. So we're just going to do this one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my first layer. I only have enough for probably just one of these because I was using a lot of it, and of course, like I said, I made errors, trial and errors. This was my first time using this particular resin, so I learned. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You're gonna make sure you wipe that off before you put the lid back on. And then, as you can see, now the best way if you have bubbles is to use a lighter or alcohol in a spray bottle. So I got this lighter that you'll use for like candles or something. So what we're going to do is we are going to add colors. So we're just going to do drops. Oops. So be careful when you do shake them. It's best to shake these before you open them, but be very careful because sometimes they will kind of explode. So as you can see, I'm going to zoom you in just a tad bit so you can see how it is separating. So we're going to put red. And now we're going to add rose gold. And now for the final color that you're going to use is going to be the white. And as you can see, this is what it looks like now. So I want y'all to see. Okay. And you add the white. Now, you can stop here if you like. Me, I'm not, because I actually want to kind of spread it kind of like a pattern or just a swirl. And if this is not the color you like, again, you can always add more color and then add the white. So now after this, and what I've learned about the UV resins is that you are going to want to cure it in the UV nail lamp. I have the nail lamp that you use for your nails, but you're going to keep it far up. And you are going to do 30 seconds. So when I mean far up, I mean you're going to have space. Because if not, it will get bubbly, uneven cure, and that's kind of how it is. But I kind of want y'all to see how it's still moving from the rose gold, which looks so freaking cool. But again, as you can see, it's enough space even so that when it does cure it, it'll be good. Now, I did 30 seconds. And the reason why I did 30 seconds is because this tends to kind of get a little overheated. So you just want to make sure it's not. And then you're going to go ahead Put it on for 60 seconds. And as you can see, it's going to cure. So I usually do it 60 seconds each time. Just because, like I said, you want it to fully cure without it overheating. And it does kind of take a little bit. So, and because this mold is a little bit of a thicker type of mold, it's going to be very hard for it to fully cure without looking a little weird. So when you do that, you just want to make sure it's completely fully cured before you add another layer and your sticker. So I'm going to go ahead and let this do its job, and then I will be right back. Okay, so you can see where you move it, it looks kind of like it's wrinkly. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to tap. Now the reason why you want to tap this is because it will leave pockets and it will feel really weird. And when I tell you, I did that the last time to one of them, it was very, very weird looking. So just want to just make sure you pop it. Because like I said, it will kind of leave, like, I don't understand. It's kind of like, I'm not trying to be gross, but it's like a pimple or like a blister. You kind of want to just make sure you're tapping and popping it in certain areas, because like I said, if not, so we're just gonna go ahead. I'm just, like I said, just, and the reason why, like I said, I'm doing this is because I want it to be fully cured. See, as you can see from the edge, it's not fully cured. And it's like this in this mold, and the reason why I say it like that is because this mold is meant for like thicker resin, like that's going to cure on its own, and not entirely for this. So you want to make sure it is going to be fully good. So I'm going to go ahead and let that cure and be right back. Okay, so I wanted to show you. This looks a little better. So what I did was basically I just grabbed this tool, and what I was doing was letting a lot of the pressure out and moving it to the side. Now some of it did kind of come off, and it is perfectly fine. It kind of spilled over, which, like I said, it is fine. You just want to make sure you press down, because you don't want it to be uncured. And like I said, this takes a little bit longer because it's not a clear mold. So if you want to do pop sockets or just charms or keychains out of these, it's best to use clear molds if you're going to use it with a UV resin. Now I'm just going to continue doing this back and forth and curing it and making sure it's fully cured, because like I said, we're going to add the sticker and then we're going to add UV resin and then cure everything. Okay, so it is still a little squishy underneath, which is perfectly fine, because I'm actually, when I pop it out, I'm going to have to hurry up and cure the bottom of it. And besides, for me, it's okay, because number one is my pop socket, and number two, the bottom is going to be the one that's going to be at the very bottom, so it's going to hide all the imperfection. So now we are going to carefully stick your picture in and just kind of go over it with your fingers. And like I said, I'm going to have to eventually get clear molds if I'm going to be doing this kind of project, because it's, you know, it's a little hard, because as you can see, it's very, very thick. So for it to cure fully through is going to take a while. So, and not only a while, but it takes a lot of patience. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to add the clear. We're going to add the clear over the picture first. And then you're going to go ahead and start filling in on the side. to make sure that you don't leave anything. And as you can see, kind of have an air bubble. Now for me personally, I like making it kind of, how do I say this, poke out more, like it kind of looks like a little bubble at the top. That is just my preference. You don't have to do it that way. I just do it that way because to me, I want to make sure that, I don't know, it's like roundish, I guess. I don't know. So now I'm going to show you. You could try to pop it with this, or again, if not, you can use this. So you see, you just go over real quick. Now, the light, I only have one light on because I was trying to use this little stand thingy to do it. But as you can see, look, a lot of the bubbles. So just kind of go over it. Now, it's going to be a tad bit easier to cure this compared to the color because this is clear. So I just want you to know that. So like I said, if you want to do projects like these with the UV resin, please, and this is just my personal opinion, get a clear mold, okay? Because that will save you a lot of trouble. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and cure this, and then I will be back, and I will show you what I do for the underneath. Okay, so as you can see, it is hard, but it is hot. So well, I had a fan. Where it went, I don't know. But we're going to let this cool off. Okay. And I did, look, see, there is a bubble actually. Wow. See, this is why you want to make sure you see how it's continue moving. So I'm just going to kind of maneuver it. Like away from this. So and as you can see, there's one right there and there's one right here. And as you can see, when I squish it, some of the underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and fully cure this again for 120 seconds, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you might want to do this really, really fast because like I said, the bottom is not fully cured. And you might want to go ahead. Actually, that kind of looks a little weird. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go like this. Make sure there's no bubbles. And then kind of spread it out just a tad bit. Now, don't forget, you can actually file the sides to how you want it to be. So go ahead, cure this for 60 seconds, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so what I did was I filed with like a nail file that had an extra one, and then I buffed it. I also made sure that I cleaned it with water and soap. Now, what I did was, because it was still a little uneven, I flipped it upside down. I put it on this. It is better to do it on that, y'all. Don't make a mistake like I did and put it on paper towel. It was not pretty. But what I did was I put this around it to make it as even as I can because I'm going to put it on the pop socket. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you what else I do. So I'll be right back. Okay, as you can tell, this is what it looks like after I put the UV resin. Of course, I went ahead and make sure I cleaned it off because you want to make sure you rinse it off with soap. Dawn soap is the best. If you don't have Dawn soap, it's fine. Any soap, dish soap we use will be great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put it on this one side of the pop socket. And no, I'm not going to attach it to my phone because I already have a pop socket on my phone. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to put it on there and you're going to go ahead, make sure you line it up right, and then you're going to press firmly on it. Okay, so now that's secure. This is what the front looks like. So sorry, I try to buff as much as I could of it out. It's just gonna look like that. So gel polish, no white top coats. This is specifically only for my resin projects, not nails or anything, so I won't be doing contamination. So as you can see, this is what it looks like, and then this is what it looks like now. So you're gonna just go ahead, and there is like kind of like a, what is it, like a dip in the middle, but it's fine because like I said, the mold wasn't the best mold to use for this particular project. So I'm not disappointed because it's what I expected was going to happen, because I've used this with that kind of mold before. So like I said, I'm not disappointed. It actually came out a lot better than what I thought. I thought it was going to be a completely flop, but it wasn't. So all in all, very, very proud of this project. Came out a lot better than most projects. So I'm going to go ahead, flip this upside down for a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and cure it for 120 seconds, and then I'll be right back with the final product. Remember, this is a non-wipe top coat, so you don't have to wipe it off with alcohol. And you can also put it around the edges if you like, to make it like all one even shiny coat. And if you would like to do an extra one, you can also double coat it, which is what I'm actually going to do. So I'll be right back with the final results. Okay, so this is the final result. I did put top coats on the side because some of it was a little bit rough, and I could feel a little rough patch, which if you feel something that's a little rough, it's best to go ahead and top coat it, because you don't want it to kind of like irritate your finger whenever you have to put your finger under it. So, but this is the final result, and you can see a lot of the glitter. So again, not disappointed. It actually came out a lot better than I expected it for this. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye.